Good, beautiful morning, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And today I have with me the energy of my guardian angel, John, who wants to talk about how to begin to awaken your soul. He was saying to me this morning, a lot of people do not know that they are a soul. Most people believe that they are a personality. Good morning, Bridget. Most people believe that their body and mind are the only locus for their identity. That is to say that most people believe that the body and mind is who they are. But your body is not your soul. Your body is an instrument through which your soul can operate in this physical dimension. Your mind, your thoughts are not your soul. They too are also instruments that are used in the realm of how you express creation in this physical dimension. What I wanted to really bring to your attention is how to understand the process of beginning to awaken your soul so that you start to realize and recognize that you are not just a body, you are not just a collection of thoughts, you are a soul in possession of a body, in possession of a collage of thoughts that you've acquired from this world. And as I've said, that to begin to recognize that you are a soul means you must learn to distinguish what you are not. It's kind of like the five wise men that come up to the elephant, and they each touch a different part of the elephant. And one thinks the ear is a leaf, the other thinks the tail is a branch, the other thinks the legs is a tree trunk. They all have different ideas about what this thing they're touching is, but they don't really know because they're actually not touching it. They're interacting with one part of it. And he says the simplest way to begin to awaken your soul is to learn to sit quietly, to make certain in your mind that you learn to distinguish between the body, which is designed to follow your instructions, and the thoughts that you have been given from this world, to move into the observational position of observing your thoughts, observing your memories, observing your expectations. That part of you that observes, that is you, dear soul, the observer, the one that is aware of thought, aware of memory, aware of emotion, aware of expectation, aware of physical sensation. But you can't know who you are as a soul because you continue to reflect on the body and the mind as the primary sources of your identification of who you are. What I want to offer you today is a simple consideration that you can apply to begin to awaken your soul. Even now, if you choose, you could sit and observe what is actually going on in your mind at this moment. What is he going to say next? Is what he's saying is true? What time is it? Do I have to be somewhere? Watch what goes on in your mind, the thoughts that pass through it. The moment you begin to move into the realm of observing thought, you begin to move into the realm of your soul. You begin to awaken your soul. The soul, in truth, is always awake. So when I'm saying that you begin to awaken your soul, is you remember or recall that you are not your thoughts. You are not your body. You are not your memories. You are not the expectations you have in your mind. You are a soul that uses thoughts, uses matter, uses emotion as instruments in the application of creation, which is what your soul is designed to function as while in this dimension, as a creating intelligence. You manufacture and you produce experiences as a soul. The vast majority of individuals who begin to observe their thoughts, those of you that begin to observe your thoughts, have begun the journey of beginning to remember that you are a soul, knowing that you are a soul. How you begin to awaken your soul is through the process of observation. Because once you know you can observe your thoughts, then your thoughts are something that's differentiated from what you are as the observer. Just as this body can observe the computer screens in front, and the computer screens are something that I observe, but they're not who I am. I simply observe them. Then who am I as the observer becomes the next logical consideration. If your thoughts can be observed by you, then who are you that's observing your thoughts? This line of questioning is the beginning to awaken your soul. Being able to recognize that your body is an instrument that follows and reacts in response to instructions that you give it or instructions that others will give it. Once you realize that the body is a responsive and reactive mechanism to yourself, likewise, you begin to shift from the body as the sole locus of your identity to your awareness as being that which is aware of the body, aware of thoughts. And then the question still remains, who are you as the observer? We know that the name that you've been given, whether it's John or Mary or Bethany, it does not matter what name you were given at birth. The name is the name that was given to label the physical instrument in the psychological informational database that you acquired from this lifetime. You are not your thoughts. You are not your body. You are a soul. You have thoughts. You have a body. In beginning to observe thoughts, in beginning to recognize that your body indeed does follow your instructions, you begin the process of articulating a differentiation between yourself, your mind, and your body. And it is that differentiation when you go, oh, I am aware of my thoughts. Then who am I that is aware of these thoughts? If you begin to pursue who you are as the observer of your thoughts, who you are as the one that gives direction to the actions of the body. If you begin to pursue who are you that is aware of these thoughts, that is aware that you can say to the body, open the hand, close the hand, and you begin to consider who are you that observes, then you begin to awaken yourself to what you actually are, which is a soul that is living in a physical medium of energy, time, and space. And you as a soul are able to influence and affect the medium of time and space vis-a the mechanism of thought and emotion that interact with and initiate matter. Once you're able to make this distinction between your thoughts and yourself, you start to awaken your soul. And this is what I said I would bring to your attention today. What it is you can do to begin to awaken your soul. You can hold your hand up in front of your face like this, and you can direct the hand to do all kinds of things. But remember, you are directing the hand. You are directing the fingers. You are directing. And from where are you directing the hand to do that? You observe thoughts in your mind, and thoughts are going through your mind. And you suddenly become aware, oh, I'm thinking about this, such and such. I'm thinking about so and so. And I'm remembering this. Well, who is the one that is remembering? Who is the one that's saying, I am having these thoughts? I'm aware of these memories. This you, this, dare I say, this divine entity that you are that is inhabiting time and space and matter creatively, that if you begin to consider, contemplate, and explore this aspect of your being, then you're going to find something very wonderful will begin to happen within you. When you cease reflecting on the thoughts, the memories, and the emotions in your mind as the sole locus for your identity, and you can get your mind and your body to be still and quiet and peaceful, in that moment, your soul awakens. When the mind is quiet, the body relaxed, and you are simply aware. When you experience the function of thought, when it becomes still, when you experience the function of thought, when it becomes still, preferably by your own effort, that you can say to your mind, be still, be still, be still. That you can establish that stillness in your mind in that moment. In that moment, you give your mind permission to not think for a little while. In that moment, you begin to experience yourself as the entity not defined by its attachment to the thoughts, the memories, the emotions, and the physiology. When the body and mind are put into a state of abeyance, you are free to begin to experience your true nature, energetically, what you are as a soul. And this will begin to alter and change your physiology and your psychology. When you begin to gain a level of awareness where you can get your mind and your body quiet, calm, and peaceful, you begin to experience yourself in the essential nature that you actually exist, and not through the masks of thought and memory and emotion, the form of identity that's been overlaid upon you by this world. Let me assure you, the moment you get your mind and your body quiet and calm and peaceful, and there's no reason why anyone cannot do this unless they believe they cannot do this. But anyone that so places their mind and body into a state where they are no longer distracting you, then your energy begins to reset to its natural divine template, to the essential vibrational state that represents what you are as an entity or a manifestation of the divine. And in becoming that vibration without the distraction of thought or sensations, without those distractions, your mind and body will begin to undergo a profound change, because the nature and vibration of what you are will induce a different frequency into the mind and body than the frequencies that have been put in the mind and body vis-a-vis the five physical senses. You've been given much information from this world that has altered and affected your perception of yourself, your energy of experiencing your being, and your capacity to create freely in this physical dimension. When those encumbrances are released from you, you can move into a state that is very different than the one you know as the life that you've been living according to the dictates of the personality construct that you've been given by the world. And this is just the beginning, to begin to teach your mind and your body to be still and quiet, to begin this process. This is where you begin to awaken your soul. Your soul begins to awaken when the mind and body are put aside for a little while. You don't need to get rid of them, but you get to experience yourself as no longer that which is defined, what you've been taught to believe. Because most of what you've been taught to believe has formulated the definitions of yourself that may or may not be true, although the vast majority of what you've been taught to believe about yourself is false. Because the true nature of what you are is significantly more potent and transcendent to the limitations and conditions of this physical world itself. That you are by nature able to affect a profound influence over time, space, and matter in ways that very few individuals actually understand or comprehend. And so to begin to awaken your soul is to teach your mind, to teach your body to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful. As you allow your thoughts to subside, as you allow the sensations of the senses to not intervene with your pursuit to stillness, you'll begin to feel a change in your energy. And even your body will begin to feel that change, because when the impediments of the mind are stilled and calmed, then the energy of the body is free to do very different things. The energy of your soul is no longer caught up in chasing this thought or this memory, this emotion, or this expectation. When your energy is no longer dispersed and diluted amongst decades, years, of thoughts, memories, and emotions, and you consolidate your awareness into the present moment, then you begin to experience the true energy of freedom, the vibration of yourself as a sentient divine entity. That's what you are. And that's what everyone is. Again, if you get trapped into thoughts and beliefs and ideas that have been given to you from this world, then you can be in the illusion or the delusion that you are this or you are that, forgetting that you are this divine entity. You are rich, you are poor, you might think. You are healthy, you are sick. You are a boy, you are a girl. You can get lost in the identities of the flesh and forget the nature of your true consciousness. And so let me leave you with this consideration, to apply this consideration if you want to begin to awaken your soul. If you want to begin to awaken, if you are done with your suffering, if you are done with the noise in your mind, if you are done with the limitations that you're experiencing because of what you've been taught to believe about this world or about yourself, then I encourage you to begin here. Begin in the place where you take time every day, at least 20 minutes every day, where you just sit your body down because your body is designed to follow your instructions. You sit your body down. You use the body's breath to relax it, to induce your body into a state of calm by using the breath slowly and deliberately, which will induce the body into a state of calm. And then you can use the very breath of your body to do the exact same thing with your mind, to induce your mind into stillness, to use the breath to let thought go, to let memory go, to let expectation, anticipation go, to deliberately and consciously give your mind permission to be still and quiet. And if you do this for 20 minutes each day, you'll begin to delight in those 20 minutes. Your mind and body will begin to feel rested. Correction and repair will begin as you're relieving the body of the stresses of the illusions in the mind that interfere with it. When your thoughts are not incessant, then the body can function very differently from a perspective of well-being and wellness. But when your mind is so full of thoughts of various natures, they can impinge upon the body's natural way of maintaining and sustaining its own vitality. So you teach your mind and you teach your body, because you must teach them, or you must find someone else who will teach you how to teach them. But you must learn to teach your mind and teach your body to be still, quiet, and peaceful. And if you do this for 20 minutes every day, you will begin to notice a change in your being. For once you start to experience that your mind and body will and do indeed react and respond to your direction and not just the world's, you must close the world off for that 20 minutes and establish stillness and calm in your mind and body. And then you'll begin to experience the vibrational energy of what you are as a soul that is truly already awakened, but under the illusion of the personality, you might feel lost. But I can promise you that if you follow this simple process, using the body's breath to get the body still and quiet, to use the body's breath to release thoughts from the mind and give it permission to not think. You can give your mind permission to not think thoughts. And when you do that, you will experience yourself as no longer distracted or caught up in the noise of the personality or the distraction of the senses. You begin to experience what you are independent of those influences. And your energy as a soul is very potent, beautiful, radiant, limitless. And that when you begin to connect to the true energetic nature of what you are, you can begin to install into your life a new state of life because of what you are able to be as a soul and not what you've been taught to be as a personality. And many of you have been taught to be a personality and you've lost your soul in the world of the mind. The statement, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world but lose his own soul, is a very profound statement, man being generic for humanity. That the function of your soul being identified with the mind and body as the mind and body, then you've lost your soul for the sake of the world. But this process of beginning to awaken your soul by teaching the body and teaching the mind to be still and quiet and peaceful, that you can begin to experience yourself in the true nature of what you actually are and not in the nature of the constructed personality that you've been told this is who you are supposed to be. We know that you are not that body. We know that you are not that mind and those thoughts. We know you are a soul. And we will know that those of you that have ears to hear these words will hear them and heed them. And if you're very curious, you'll explore what happens when you allow your mind to be quiet. What becomes of you when you let your mind be still? For it is your experience and not our words that will validate the truth of what we're saying. It is your experience, not our words, that will validate the truth of what we are saying. And so you want to get your mind, get your body for 20 minutes, at least every day, still and quiet. And then you will regain your life. You will be surrendering the world and reclaiming your soul. That is the beginning. And this is what I promise to bring today. And if you take the gift and you open it, you will not be disappointed. Not in the least. Thank you. I want to say thank you to my guardian angel, John. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Con. Good to see you, brother. Hi. It's, what he's saying is so true. And again, I'll be paraphrasing some of what John's saying. John's been my guardian angel. He's been with me for 45 years. He came to me first on a bridge in Toronto when I was going to jump off a bridge called the Bloor Viaduct in Toronto. And he came to me then and spoke to me and guided me. And he's been guiding me ever since. I haven't always heard what he was saying when I needed to, but he guided me enough that here I am right now, able to be a spiritual medium that I never thought I would be 7 years ago, but here it is. I so need a message from my son today. I think he was with me yesterday. Yes, he was with you. Yeah, stop worrying so much. That's the way he's saying it. Stop worrying so much. That's what he wants you to give up. Give up your worry. Give up your worry. Yeah. He's also saying don't be so hard on yourself. But give up your worry. Good morning, Maureen. Good to see you. Hello, David. Good to see you. Hi. Morning, TikTok. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the goals. Thank you for the hearts. Remember to tap the screen if you're on TikTok. Tap the screen if you're on TikTok. Those little hearts that you can send actually tell the algorithm that this is important and valuable. So please tap the screen if you're on TikTok. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, give it a thumbs up or a like. If you want, scoot over to my YouTube channel and click a subscribe there, or a follow if you're over on TikTok. If you're just stopping by. Tiffany's asking, I have to sing today. I have been experiencing hoarseness again. Any message on what emotion is stuck there and what can help? Please. Thank you so much. Again, you're dealing with the symptom. You're stuck on the symptom, and what you need to do is find out what the symptom is seeking from you. What is this hoarse voice needing to say to you that is not being heard. You know, a voice becomes hoarse when someone is saying something a lot. And if they're not heard, but they keep saying it, eventually the voice will get heard. So there's something in yourself that you are ignoring, a part of your consciousness telling you it is time to change this way of thinking and believing. You're not hearing your inner voice. And so it manifests, it always does. When you do not hear, the body, the mind, the soul will find ways to communicate to you. Yeah, you want to find out what that hoarseness is all about, Tiffany. I know you're asking for it here, but they're telling me that you know what it is. Yeah, there are things that you are doing and being that are not compatible with the fulfillment of your soul. The other thing that I'm being told is you must understand you're doing too much to try and seek significance from others rather than to honor and cherish the significance of the gift that you have that is from the divine. Right? Thank you. Keep tapping that screen. Um, Question from David Matty. Is A Course in Miracles text and the workbook a legitimate teaching overall, or is some of it erroneous? Thank you. That's a great question, David. And it is probably one of the most effective mechanisms of that Master Jesus was able to channel his information through a certain individual. And the language is very different. It is not for everybody. A Course in Miracles is a very valid teaching. There's lots of really powerful information there. But like anything that's been translated, there is some deviancies, but nothing. I've been told that with the Course in Miracles, the deviancies are so insignificant that they can't interfere with the true seeker's desire to fulfill the revelation of their own divinity to their consciousness again. So you don't have to worry about that. Someone was saying something while I was talking about that. The Book of Enoch is a book that you would want to explore very deeply and intimately. The Book of Enoch. David, that's for you. Hi. Hi. Oh, you're very welcome, Drusilla. Yeah, I know it's so hard to let go of worry for some people, right? Good morning, Pamela. I'm getting a visitor on Sunday who tends to trigger me with her lack of openness. How do you suggest handling her? Handle it now. Don't wait until Sunday. Envision a beautiful, joyous day. Do it now. You are a creator. You are not bound by time and space the way your mind and body are. So you can envision a future and it can come to pass. As all great human innovations and invention were created about a future that came to pass. So see the future of this Sunday in the light of joy and camaraderie and friendship that you want it to be experienced in. Hold the vision in your own consciousness that you embody it in your life. If you hold it in your consciousness, you will embody it in your life. And that's true for all things good and not so good. All things good and not so good. If you embody them in your mind, you will embody them in your life. Great question, Pamela. Thank you. Thank you for that super chat, Drusilla. Really appreciate it. Oh, you're welcome, Con. Good to have you. Good to have you. Be calling you after this. Question from Amanda. Hang on. It's fun, all these other conversations going on. My brain wants to try and jump in on them. Amanda, thank you for that super chat. I've been singing Back to a Morning Dove in the evenings. It is taking me back. It is talking back to me. I'd love to know what he's trying to say to me. Do not go into the mind to try and feel what the words mean, what the communication is. Feel the vibration. With each note, don't let your mind try to interpret the meaning of the notes of the bird's song. Rather, feel the vibration, the emotional intention of the communication. You must understand these creatures, these birds, are very simple. They simply connect in resonance. If you're asking if this creature is giving you a specific message, that is possible too. But in order to hear this specific message, it's important you feel the energy of the sound and not the sound itself. There is a message encoded in the sound the bird is issuing. And this is true with all animal forms, is they encode their information, what they're communicating, within the matrix of the sound they make. So the sound is just the way they transmit it. It moves it through time and space. But that is just the carrier. The sound wave is the carrier for the message. So go into the feeling that is contained within the sound, and then you'll have your message. Oh, that's really cool. I like that. Hello, sunshine. That's really good. Hi. Hi. Yeah, it's not a very long, involved process anymore, is it? Hi, keep tapping that screen. Thank you so much for up to 3,000 hearts. I wonder how far the algorithm takes us when people do that. So, what are your thoughts, guys, on what's been said by my guardian angel John about? Again, I'm going to paraphrase what he's saying on how to begin to awaken your soul, and that if you take 20 minutes out of your day and you just sit your body down, and you get your mind and body quiet for that 20 minutes, that your soul will begin to awaken. That you'll begin to experience yourself as you really are, and not as the definition of the personality that's been given to you by the world. What are your thoughts on that? I'd really be interested to know that. You can leave a comment below the video on my YouTube channel. It's literally called How to Begin to Awaken Your Soul. It'll be in the live video section of my YouTube channel, along with about 1,500 other channelings that have been done over the last 6.5 years. Hi. Oh, you're very welcome, Amanda. Good morning, Heather. Good to see you. Welcome. My husband constantly has me doing things of this world, has my mind all over the place. Yeah, well, it's important. Make time then. Make time by yourself where you're not disturbed. Make time for yourself for 20 minutes a day where you can just sit your body down, keep it still, and calm your mind down. Like John said, use the breath. Use your body's breath to relax the body. Use the body's breath to quiet the mind. And you want to get to a point where the body and mind are quiet. And once you're there, like rest in that silence for like 20 minutes. And yeah, well, you'll start to experience something very different. I can tell you that. A lot of people had phenomena happen. William, see my question above Drusilla's donation. Okay, thank you. Let's go back over here. The other day, I eliminated fresh contrails through the path of the plane with light language. Wow. Was it really me? Yes, it was really your energies. Well, it's not you personally, it's the consciousness of the spirit reacting and responding to your intention. Like, look at this hand. I can say to this hand, close, open. I'm not closing and opening the hand. Something is following that instruction under my direction. The rest of the world is an extension of our consciousness. It's like Amanda's saying about communicating with this bird. The spirit in the bird is reacting and responding to her. So the spirit in the clouds, the dissolution of those contrails, is an effect of your intention. The body is just one part of your consciousness. The environment around you is an extension of that body. When you learn to extend your awareness beyond the confines of what you think, feel, and believe, you can affect time and space very matter. That's really wonderful. A lot more people could really remove all this pollution from the environment. But humanity does not realize, which is the primary message of this channel, we must shift human collective unconsciousness from fear to love, so that there's a higher percentage of love than there is fear, because we're seeing all these earth changes happening. And a lot of these earth changes, environmental conditions, are effects of our human collective unconsciousness interacting with the greater environment. Just like Danielle's described. I'm looking at the contrast and I'm imagining them dissolving, and they dissolved. Well, think about it. There's 9 billion of us. How many of us are in fear? How many of us are in joy? How many of us are in love? How many of us are in doubt? Our collective emotional energy has an effect on the environment. Our industry, our industry is not as potentially destructive to the environment as our consciousness is. what we think and believe has more to do with what's going to happen than anything else. So keep that in mind, that our collective unconsciousness as a species needs to shift from the dominant energy of fear to the dominant energy of love. And you'll start to see the polar magnetic, the magnetic poles will start to shift and change back to balance. Right now, the magnetic poles are moving because we are emotionally, energetically imbalanced. We're more towards a vibration of fear. Fear causes an energy in the physical reality that's different. When you're afraid, what does your body do? It either runs or it fights. For most people, the body runs or fights. They go to instinct. Well, the environment is a living organism, and you're a living organism. You interact with it. We all do. So keep that in mind. Like, do something towards love today for yourself or for other people. You think about some of these dark and evil people that are on the planet. Send them a little love. Like, just send them a little love, because your love could shift them, just like Daniela could cause those contrails to dissipate behind the plane, or chemtrails, pardon me. Or you're thinking about a dog. You see a dog or a cat. And you go, "Oh, what a beautiful animal!" And the dog suddenly comes running up to you. You have to realize the environment is connected to all of us. This world is not separate from you. You are an integrated part of it. And so is everyone. So is every animal, every bird, every leaf, every stick, every stone, every fish, every grain of sand. It's a dynamically interacting system between consciousness and matter. And so these changes that are happening on the planet physiologically are effects of our collective emotion. Thank goodness Gaia is able to discharge so much of it up near Kamchatka these last week and a bit. She's able to release a lot of this negative emotional energy that we've been transmitting out for the last 75, 80 years. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. I'm really grateful that everybody's come out today, and I hope that you'll come and join us on Friday, and that you'll apply, more importantly, that you apply what's been said to you here. That it only takes 20 minutes a day to begin to awaken your soul, to know that you're not your thoughts. Good morning, Vancouver Island. How can I stop this ghost from going in my nose? Great question. Remember, lower vibrational entities can only enter the system when you're in resonance with them. So for you, the simple answer is this. What John said earlier about sit your body down, get the body, mind quiet, calm, and peaceful. And in that quiet, calm, and peaceful place, make this declaration: only love enters this space, only love leaves this space. Like, go deeply into the vibration of that energy. Only love enters this space. That statement establishes a function of energy. And only love leaves this space establishes a function of energy. Lower vibrational entities need a lower vibrational energy to resonate with. And I'm being told to tell you that this spirit is not a destructive spirit. They've been trying to get you to, they've been trying to tell you to stop and smell the roses, not to be so busy, to stop and smell the roses. I'll leave you with that. That's really cool. Light language is very powerful, vibrational. I want to say thank you, everybody, for coming out today. Remember to share, like, subscribe, follow. And remember, go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, if you want to book a one-on-one session with me. Go to my Patreon page if you want to sign up and become a Patreon member. We got our Patreon-only live event that happens on the 7th and 21st of each month, and we'd love to have you there, where we do meditation and discussion and Q&A, bring through guides and angels and other wonderful tidbits of experience to enjoy. I want to wish you all much love. Have yourselves a wonderful and joyful day, and I'll see you guys on the Friday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul.